Clark. I'm the owner of the Chronicles of Coryn franchise. I have 10 books published, and I'm turning 10 this year, so that means I will have 10 books by my 10th birthday. What inspired me to have this event was I love to read so much, and so since I started making my first book, and then I've gone up and more books. The first one was originally in Trinidad, but it's the first one here in St. Kitts. So in Trinidad, it was the first one. It was a success. It was awesome. It had like pretty much the same setup as here. And I decided that I should do one in St. Kitts because St. Kitts does not have a book festival. And people come from the West, Guyana, Grenada to come here, so I think that's really cool.
Okay, hi, I am Dion Batiste Clark, aka Coryn's mom. Coryn suffers from serious FOMO. She feels the need to be involved in everything, and it was during Carnival a couple of years ago. I was working as a journalist then. And being involved in traditional media, that means I had a lot of events during the day, events at night, and then do it again the following day. So I was always leaving her. And she's like, can I come? And I'm like, no, these are not child-friendly events. And she decided that she wanted to create an event for children. And she likes books. So she conceptualized the festival. And I don't know why I keep hesitating when she comes with her big fantastical dreams, because we end up doing it anyway. But I couldn't figure out because, of course, as you would know, these things take a lot of money and a lot of time and other resources. But yeah, that's how it started. And the first one was in Trinidad, I think in 2023. It was very well attended. And when we moved to St. Kitts, she was determined to do it here. And she wanted to become an annual event here. So fingers crossed, hoping that happens. Looking at the children interact with Yolanda and Alyssa while they read, to me that was really heartwarming, because honestly that is at the core of what this festival is about. It's about reintroducing the children to the magic of reading and also showing them that there are a lot of options for them to read Caribbean. As much as we've grown within the literary space here in the region, a lot of people still don't understand that any type of book that you could think about literally, regardless of what genre you like, you could find it written by Caribbean authors. And I think we need to be a little bit more intentional about exposing our children to books where they could see themselves reflected. So having Yolanda fly herself here, having Alyssa fly herself here to be a part of this. I mean, I second guess myself a lot. I try to keep it away from Coryn because as adults, I know we tend to project our insecurities and our fears onto children. So I try very hard not to do that with Coryn, because I don't want her to start to limit herself mentally or anything like that. But to see that, I feel validated. I feel really validated that they saw the value in Coryn's dream, that they wanted to participate in it, and to see the children react to everything that they did today. To me, that was a really, really heartwarming moment. Coryn's journey as an author started because she wanted to write. Coryn, this festival is happening because Coryn wants to create spaces like this. So literally we just give her space and we do our best to help facilitate her dreams, because of course as a child there are certain spaces that she can navigate on her own. So it's just always constantly reminding ourselves that even though she's a child, she's a person, and she should have some kind of say into who she wants to be, how she wants to develop, and how she moves forward in the pursuit of her dreams. So, I mean, you learn as we go.
So I did all the manual labor for the festival, supported that way. Yeah. So there's a couple. So the first one was after Congress read about my grandmother in 97, and then everybody singing happy birthday for her today, and she's 102, right? So that was a big one. But the next one would have been when Yolanda was reading, and everybody else was too shy to get up to dance when she played the music, and Coryn was right there, live for the party, pulling out her fears to dance. So that was pretty nice. I enjoyed that. Sometimes it's tough, right? So Coryn has big ideas. So the way my mind works is figuring out how to get to those ideas, right? So some of them we can't wrap our head around just yet, but I'm thankful for the support system. So our parents, our family, they usually take out everything to get it done. So like this time, Sadly, everyone was in Nevis for my grandmother's get together, but they're all right back here now supporting. So as we close off, they'll be the ones to help in that aspect. So really and truly, it's for me, the challenging part is not showing any doubts. So if she says she wants to do a festival in New York, I can't show that that's a far-fetched idea, because there's no far-fetched idea for Coryn. This is the second book festival. The first one was in Trinidad, and I'm stunned. The one in Trinidad was probably even bigger than this one. I mean, the population and so forth. But this one was awesome, and I'm really happy that she's continuing to push to do things like this. Right? I would have probably said wait till next year, and here we are now.
My name is Alyssa Bezinski. I am a Grenadian author and storyteller, and I am excited to be here to support Coryn and the Chronicles of Coryn Children's Book Festival. Before I started writing for children, I was an instructor of English at the university level. And one of the first things I'd ask all my new students is, what's your favorite book, or what was the last book you read? And so many of them struggle to answer that question. And it confused me a little bit, because I grew up reading books, reading widely, reading voraciously. I had a voracious appetite for reading. And I wondered, well, why? And when did that change? When did that happen? And a lot of my students said that the books just seemed too foreign to them. And that's when I realized the importance of, I truly appreciated the importance of representation in our stories, and how necessary it is to read books and see characters that look like us, and see characters who sound like us, and also have similar experiences that we can relate to. And it's necessary to feel that love of reading, but also to spark an imagination. And we need more curious people in the world today to help us solve our problems.
I'm Yolanda T. Marshall, and I'm an author of a Caribbean book celebrating my Caribbean culture and everyone that can relate to it throughout the diaspora. I am so happy to be in St. Kitts at Coryn's Chronicles Children's Book Festival. I am a huge fan of Coryn. I was introduced to Coryn online in 2020. I've watched her just grow into this magnificent, talented, intelligent child. The type of children that we need to see in our countries, in our Caribbean nations, or anywhere around the world. And I'm so happy to support and meet other authors, but anywhere where there's a literary space and children who want to learn and get involved with books and parents. So I'm so happy to be here to participate in that. I think it's really important, because growing up, even in a Caribbean country, I was born and raised in Guyana, and I didn't see books celebrating my culture. We had a lot of Anansi Spider books. We had, White Few and Apart. But I'm talking about the things that I love. Like, we always celebrated Christmas, but our Christmas decorations were white Santas eating cookies and cream, when a majority of us we were looking forward to black cake, sorrel, and all these traditional Caribbean meals. And that's why I wrote the book like A Piece of Black Cake for Santa, because although I'm not in the Caribbean anymore, I am in Canada that has a lot of people of Caribbean heritage, and we still maintain our tradition and our culture. And we want our children to carry on these traditions. So it is important, in order to carry on our tradition, preserve our stories, and it makes you feel proud and celebrated. More so for people like myself who moved away from the Caribbean. It was so hard to see ourselves in books in a positive light. So what really keeps me going is to make sure when I step into a space, I'm stepping in with a solid, good quality literature where kids can be so proud and feel that they can write too, but more so be proud of the food they eat, the music they dance to, and everything that they love growing up in their home, and not feel ashamed of that. But we do need to see ourselves celebrated.
I am Janelle Batiste, or according to Coryn, Auntie Jojo, I'm her mom's sister. I came from Trinidad yesterday, just so I could be here for her event. It has been amazing to see her bloom as she has. So I always say, like, if I had even an ounce of her audacity, her confidence, the things I could accomplish, because there's nothing that she doesn't dream or believe that she can do, that she doesn't immediately put in the effort and does whatever she has to do to be able to realize that dream. Like, it's really amazing to see someone so young. My favorite part of the event thus far was watching the kids get up and dance. And even Coryn, you know, she's always moving. She can hear music, right? You always say that she had a soca jumbie. Like, she loved to hear the beat, she loved a carnival. So, you know, one of the authors was playing the music and she was getting up all her friends, like, come, let's dance and do it. So, I love to see her, like, realize her dream. And, like, see her, the things that she dreams of just come to pass. Like, it's amazing to witness, just, as I say, always, like, from someone so young. And I just, like, can't wait to see what else she accomplishes. So
I was very amazed that I'm in a book. That shows me that she really trusts me as a friend, and I am very grateful for that. Well, it's going amazing at the book festival today. I enjoy the music, I enjoy the reading, there's fun games, and the food is really good. Overall, it's amazing. My favorite thing was basically everything, but I like the coloring and the paintings and the games and the feedings. I read when she visited St. Kitts and Nevis.
I'm a parent, and I very much, I found it interesting that there was a children's book festival. So I only could bring my daughter. Reading is something that I think has declined in society. Sometimes I hear school children say they only read because they have to do it for school. When I was growing up, it wasn't like that. We used to have to read. I read everything in the house, even the pregnancy books. So I want my daughter to sort of have that same experience with books. But you can't limit learning. If more politicians were involved at the children level, then you would sort of take away some of the political animosity that we have as a people. And I think that was very, very good, getting the higher people to come down to the level of children.
My name is Kajon Paris, and I am the Member Services Assistant Manager at First Federal Credit Union. We at First Federal decided to come on board with the Chronicles of Coryn's Children's Book Festival because, of course, we believe that children are the future. We believe that financial literacy and reading literacy goes hand in hand. And we think that this was a perfect opportunity for us to show our support in children. And of course, if you invest in children now, then the future is great. So one of the ways that we are investing in our children now is by offering a product called the Junior Savings. And hereby you earn an interest rate of 2.55%. And it's easy. All you need is a passport or a birth certificate for the child, 2 pieces of ID for the parent, and a proof of address. And you can come in and, of course, open an account. And the beauty about it is that we also have an investment attached to it, whereby you could deposit money monthly and you are not allowed to touch it until the child is 18. So, sometimes children may want to go off to school or they may want to do something. You have that savings attached so that when the child is 18, you can use that as something to fall back. On behalf of First Federal Cooperative Credit Union, I want to say congratulations to Coryn. I think that the festival was very, very impressive. And it's so rare that you find that children are so interested in reading books. And I believe that this is a good initiative. And of course, we plan to partner going forward.
Huge pot doubles.
Literacy is really important for a better future. We always hear readers are leaders, but let's take a really deep dive into that. Imagine in a world where people don't read, they ban books. It's chaos. It creates a lot of ignorance. And that's not the direction we need to go to. Reading builds a child's confidence. And with that confidence, they know that they can become anything they want to be. And no one can tell them different because there's always books to teach them that they can and encourage them that they can, especially if there are people around them that have little smaller minds and don't see it. Books allow us to travel to places we never knew existed and introduce us to ourselves that we never knew existed as well. So I believe that children, before anything else,
Learn to read. That is a skill that we should be teaching at home. Don't rely too much on schools to do it first. Yes, they're there for that, but it's your job as parents to teach kids how to read. Take them to the libraries. Make sure you buy books where they can see themselves in. But reading is the first important skills when it comes to, learning, when it comes to just growing in society, becoming someone. You need to read. You need to learn. So I hope that our younger generation would get back into reading. And as I said, build the confidence and make them leaders of the future.
Reading opens up windows to the world. It's windows, but also mirrors to see ourselves. I mentioned that curiosity sparking an imagination. I mean, my book is about a dog that tries to fly a kite, and you can't get more imaginative than that, right? And it's just building that curiosity, also building vocabulary and just shaping a generation who are critical thinkers, who can ask questions, who can look at things differently, and who don't just accept things for the way they are, but are able to question and analyze and move forward, because that's what we really need.
Coryn, I want to say to you that I am extremely proud of you. I am always in awe of you and inspired by you. She's probably going to curse me for saying this, but I almost cried this morning. And what am I crying now? So today is my birthday. I went to bed late last night. I was up really early this morning to make sure that everything is as it should be, my husband and I. And while I was running around preparing everything earlier, she came and she hugged me and she said, "Sorry, mommy." So I was like, "Sorry for what?" And she said, "Sorry that I hijacked your birthday and I have you working so much for your birthday." I mean, it's good that she's considerate, but I had to let her know that, there's nothing for her to apologize for, because we're doing what we're meant to do as parents, supporting her and helping her to see her dreams realized. But yes, to Coryn, continue being you. I mean, sometimes it's difficult to parent a child like Coryn, a child who is so much like me, So they say, two people with the same personality can't really live in the same house, but we have a lot of traits in common. So a lot of time my dad has to be the referee, but I guess all that is part of it.
So, Coryn, I'm imploring you to keep pushing. So wherever you see Daddy might be giving you boundaries, just keep pushing. Keep striving for excellence as you always do, and keep letting your voice be heard. So no matter who you're speaking, if me, your mom, your teachers, anyone else, make sure that you get your point across and don't shy away for anybody. So that's my advice.
Just to continue as she always has, like she never lets anyone else's doubts or anybody that says that she can't do it, she never allows that to dampen what she believes in herself and in her ability to accomplish. So once she continues with that kind of mindset, there's nothing that she wants to do that she will not be able to do. And especially as Black women, being in the world, there's always somebody saying, "You're to this, so you can't do this." So just to have that mindset and that level of confidence, and just to know, like, why? Like, who say I can do this, Just to continue with that and never allow anybody, anything, any situation to say no.
Readers are leaders.
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 Readers are leaders. Readers are leaders.